We're really excited. The Veteran Affairs Board has offered me the opportunity to be their executive director. It's been vacant since Randy Reeves took the job at the Veteran Administration of Washington, D.C., a President Trump appointee. And so, the staff has done a great job of keeping the mission going, taking care of our veterans and their families. But it's obvious, it's time to put an executive director in. And it's very humbling. They asked me to come in and be the caretaker for the veterans in here in Mississippi, for our nursing homes, our cemeteries, helping our students that are at the universities, or advocating them through the VA hospital system, making sure they get the benefits they're entitled to for serving our country. Well, to me, having served specifically as a chaplain in the Air Guard and then being activated and deployed a couple of times, you work with the men and women who've put their life on the line. They've raised their right hand. 3% of America total has ever worn the uniform. Only 1%, less than 1% right now are wearing the uniform. So to be able to take care of those folks and keep our nation's commitment to them and our state's commitment and say, thank you for standing up, thank you for standing in the gap for us, it's a great honor that I get to be their advocate. I get to make sure they're being taken care of. And so we've got a great staff across the state, literally from the Gulf Coast to the Tennessee state line, that will be working with our veterans, working with our county veterans officers. Most counties in Mississippi actually have a staff person dedicated to helping veterans navigate the system, knowing what their needs and benefits are. And so we'll be working to make sure they're trained, they've got the resources to be on the front line, and then all the various benefits and resources that we have out there. It's exciting. It's a new day. We're seeing a transitional change among our veterans. The World War II and Korean vets are slowly fading away as they continue to age, and our Vietnam vets, who we owe so much to because we didn't welcome them home the way they should have been. We have so many Mississippi young men who stood in the gap in Vietnam against communism that it's our way of saying thank you here. Making sure as they get older, as they're entering their 70s and 80s, late 60s, that we're taking care of their needs and their families. And then we've got our Desert Storm guys right behind it. We've got a tremendous population of young veterans, and we'll have a whole new group when the 155th returns from their deployment over in the Middle East right now. We'll have a whole new group of veterans that we get to advocate for, take care of, and make sure we get plugged in the system as young people so that whenever they do get to the point they need their benefits, they need hospital visits, doctor's calls, or possibly even the time they may need nursing home care, we're there for them. I've been 3 terms now state auditor of Mississippi, and it's been a tremendous honor to get to represent our state in this capacity and serve our voters and the taxpayers. Protecting their money, accountability, and transparency have been our hallmarks. Recovered almost $28 million. Over 120 public officials, those are elected and appointed, hired, have been removed from office because of guilty pleas or guilty verdicts. And it's a great track record. And during that time, we've got more CPAs working here than any point in the history of Mississippi's auditor's office. Almost half our audit staff are now certified public accountants. And that's something we've been working hard on literally all 3 terms. It's a slow process to get them educated, hiring the right people, get them through the certification process, but it makes our office more professional in the end. And we've seen a generational shift within our own office. More millennials are now working, coming out of college here. It changes the dynamics, the work. They're much more collaborative, which helps us work as a team for Mississippi across the board. And I'm really proud that we also get to sit at the table nationally. I just finished my term as president of the National State Auditor Association by hosting that convention on the Gulf Coast. We also sit at the board for the Comptroller General Working Group in Washington, D.C. and GAO, and I've been on that advisory panel now for 6 years. And then the Intergovernmental Audit Forum and NASAC, the National State Auditors, Comptrollers, and Treasurers. So Mississippi has a role at affecting the policy and the decisions of accountability, transparency, and auditing in the nation. And I'm really proud that we now have a seat at that level. Well, I've been in contact with the governor's office once I officially accepted the position at the Veterans Affairs Board. And the governor of Mississippi, Phil Bryant, will take time to look at candidates. He will make an appointment to replace me as state auditor. And so right now we're looking around the week of the 15th of July is when I will leave office and move to Veterans Affairs full-time. We've got a couple of commitments to our staff as well as to the National State Auditors Association. I'll be testifying before a subcommittee in Congress. Will be one of my last roles as auditor of Mississippi, but it's important that we finish that job and do it right and do it well. And at that point, Governor Bryant will have someone new coming in, and this staff is phenomenal, and I'm confident that they will stand up with that person and continue to make this office better.